Similar to much of the rest of the world, Zoom technology is being used in Florida courtrooms to prevent the spread of COVID and avoid people gathering. But not everyone feels that Zoom meets the requirement of a fair trial. In today's Injuries Are Personal, attorney Carl Reynolds joins us to explain how COVID is being handled by the courts. Hey, Carl, good to see you.
Hi. Good to see you.
We spoke earlier about this during the pandemic in the spring when everything was simply being pushed back and delayed. Okay, obviously we can't do that forever. So how are court proceedings moving forward right now?
Well, right now, and since the pandemic hit, there has been court proceedings, particularly those involving freedoms of individuals. The civil cases are not, and that's the realm I live in, and so we're still on hold. But those criminal cases have been proceeding, but they've been proceeding using technology. They've been doing it through Zoom. It's not unheard of to have technology involved in the courtroom. Telephonic hearings have been going on for years. Use of video conference hearings has been a little bit more within the last 5 years, but oftentimes accused who are in jail are often arraigned in a room via video camera. They're not actually physically brought into the courtroom. And this was before the pandemic. And they appeared in front of the judge via the video camera. So their attorney was in the room, however, and that's where the problem is. Now, no attorneys are even in the courtrooms at all. And even the judges often aren't in a courtroom. They might be in a home office setting or in their private chambers.
All right. Well, and of course, a creative defense attorney decided to use this to his advantage in some ways. In South Florida, a Miami-Dade man facing a probation violation is now arguing that this remote hearing denied him his due process in something called a confrontation clause. Can you explain what he has claimed?
Sure. So most folks have heard of the confrontation clause of the Constitution, and more maybe in layman's terms of you have the right to face your accuser. And that's what the basis of this lawsuit was if we're all via Zoom. And this was, it's important, there's an important distinction with this case. And this is why I believe the District Court of Appeals decided against the accused and in favor of the court system. This was a violation of parole. So this wasn't an accused criminal where we have a innocent until proven guilty. His guilt was already decided prior to. He was on probation related to that, and then he allegedly violated it. So the court drew a distinction there and said the public safety outweighs his right to have physical presence in a courtroom where there's witnesses regarding whether or not he violated the probation there. Everyone appeared via Zoom. And the court said that was okay. Now, the court did not go so far as to say an entire criminal trial can be handled that, but at least for a violation of probation hearing, it's legal, and right now under these circumstances those are allowed to go forward.
So where are we in terms of criminal trials? Has anyone tried to adjudicate, you know, the true guilt or innocence of someone via Zoom?
There's been some test cases, but there's got to be complete agreement by both the state and the defense to go forward. And so they've tried that in certain jurisdictions. They're trying to actually send out jury duty summons to folks, but what they're finding, what I've heard through the grapevine, I haven't seen official statistics on this, but whereas before, when you send out jury summons and jury duty requests, you have a 75–80% compliance rate. Right now, you're more like single-digit compliance rate because people are sure. So that's a problem because you've got to have enough prospective jurors to be able to seat a jury. And in a criminal case, that's 12 jurors, again, unless there's a stipulation for less. So it's really caused a bottleneck. And that's why from the civil side of things, I don't anticipate I'm going to be able to try a case for well into 2021 because those criminal cases, particularly the felony cases, are going to have to be cleared out first. And right now they're just going very, very, very slowly. And for the most part, they're just being continued.
Right, and it's got to create a frustrating situation for you because you are trying to certainly get financial help for people who may be looking, for loss help, and now they're just having to wait.
They're having to wait for their day in court, and it's very frustrating. And the judiciary is doing a great job. They're trying, but they're compliant with the phases as announced by our governor, and so they're trying alternate dispute resolution mechanisms. There's mediation in Florida, but there's also non-binding arbitration, and so the judiciary is trying to facilitate those. There's mixed reviews on the successes of those, and so yeah, we're all trying to find our way through this and make the best of it.
Yeah, a lot of unforeseen kind of side situations created as a result of the pandemic with the backlog in the court system. All right, Carl, thank you for the update. If you need more information about any of your legal questions, you can go to injuriesarepersonal.com. We'll be right back.